afford, you can cut down on what you eat. That's your eba. It can if you meet a registered dietitian like we do, we quantify the amount of fufu you'll be taking with your so much soup. If it's a vegetable soup, it can be cool for you. Then within the day, it is not going to be a heavy meal now. The reason
Okay, in
is
the
you
morning,
don't
what do you take? Is it advisable that you take such meal?
Yes,
the
like
eba
I told you now, if someone has eba, like you can access eba now
Okay,
on
that's
your
what you can
own.
access, okay.
That's what you have. Fine, but now what we are looking at is the quantity of eba you're taking in the morning. Some people are used to, I must take swallow before you give me anything. So if you give them all these light meals, to them, they're like, you're feeding them like fowls, like goats,
Like
so those
children.
things.
Am I a bed?
So they are used to that. So give them that which they have, but let it be it. Either the fufu or the gari be in smaller amounts. To know the listen, you have to meet. That's where we now say we refer to your registered dietitian. So they tell you like now, if you're taking 100 naira eba in the morning, you can calm down. We say okay, calm down to maybe 50 naira, if possible. If there's anything like 30 naira eba, it will give you the amount of calories you desire. You're not just getting your calories from that eba alone. Your soup is there, and the things you use in preparing the soup, all of them are added to what you get in a day. That's for that.
Let's work with something now. Let's say there is bread, tea, egg with sausage, bacon. Then there's the rice, stew, plantain, vegetables, and cold mineral.
Correct.
And there is pounded yam with what's your village with edika called, and maybe another Pepsi or something.
Hey!
What will be breakfast? What will be lunch? What will be dinner?
Anyway, let's start from the carbonated record.
That's where the problem is.
Okay, let's replace it with water. Let's replace
Okay, it's water. Take away the carbonated.
Okay, you called bread. The bread comes first because you're trying to break the fast of what happened while sleeping. Remember that your calories are not just measured from the activities you do while being awake. Some activities go on while sleeping. Those ones, we call them the basal metabolic rate, trying to calculate amount of metabolic activities that have gone while sleeping, breathing, and the rest of them. Now, those ones work with the stored energy. Now, those energy that they utilize, the stored energy that is being utilized, at a point it becomes limited, becomes low. That is where your breakfast plays its function. Because if you don't take your breakfast, you starve yourself. The metabolic rates increases because the brain needs something to function. Remember that this glucose we are trying to avoid is what gives the brain energy to work. So when the brain is in need of so much, it starts working faster, then it begins to sap the energy within. Do you get? So at that moment, you needed that breakfast, but it must be light. Light so that you can, preach and do other things. In case you want to jump, but without this, you can't jump. How can you be faster than your bishop? It's not possible. So once you take that, then the rice can come in. But then remember, you have bread, you have your rice, you are still in the border of staple foods. So you must shift from rice. And other things can come up. Beans must not necessarily be pottage beans. Yam makes sense now, but you can spice your yam. There's beans and yam. It can be white beans and yam and your sauce. It makes sense.
Okay.
You get, then your night meals, you can make it fruits if you want. You can also eat this thing if you want. Your spaghetti, fine.
Okay.
But it must be light. Then if you want to add fry into it, the only thing is to limit in fact, if you can drop from too much of
That's
it's
fried
fine.
foods?
Yes.
Okay.
Let your meals be more of the grilled ones because it's important. It helps to sustain the nature of the nutrients. So excess frying,
Anyway, we've heard it from our guest. For those who are ready to eat their bar, I'm tempted to call a name right now, but if I do, he will kill me. Like, Simeon, you just did this to me on TV. Because I will call him, guy, I just the mark about now. Like, guy, in the morning, what the heck? But for those who do that, you've heard it. You can actually eat your eba, but in the right proportion. Limit how much, of this you take in. Watch your calorie intake. It is very important to stay healthy and stay well, especially during this particular period. And for those who like fry, chow, please reduce the chow and let it be let it boil. Okay. Thank you so much, Rosevalene Uzoma, for coming. It's been an amazing conversation talking about eating healthy and balanced food. And now, Cynthia, will move into a feature.
looking at cookery. You know, we just finished talking about food.
Okay.
Now let's give some people an idea of what they can eat for breakfast. So, Rosevalene, do you think meatballs can go for breakfast or lunch?
Meatballs. Can we take meatballs for breakfast?
I thought you said thank you for having me.
No. Yeah, I just remembered. Like, as much as we're going to cook with
meatballs is protein.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, how is Uncle preparing his meatballs? Meatballs can serve as a meal. Yes, now it can serve as an appetizer. You know,
Can
just
serve as
something
breakfast.
to keep you going. It's a proteinous meal. Why?
All right, so we're on track. And this is why we're checking out meatballs on our cookery segment for today.